What would your life look like if your fortune could rise by $10 billion in a single day? What would you buy if you owned enough wealth to purchase private islands, fleets of supercars, luxury towers, and almost anything money could reach? For most billionaires, the answer is simple. Mansions, yachts, rare watches, private jets, and a life designed to display power. But Elon Musk is not like most billionaires. His wealth is tied to rockets, electric cars, satellites, artificial intelligence, robots, social media, underground tunnels, and a vision of humanity living on other planets. He has built an empire whose combined value has crossed into the trillion-dollar scale. While his personal fortune has repeatedly placed him among the richest people in history, he can influence stock markets with a single post, move billions of dollars with one decision, and change the direction of entire industries almost overnight. Yet behind the headlines is a lifestyle filled with contradictions. He owns private jets, travels with elite security, controls companies worth hundreds of billions, and has access to almost every luxury on Earth. At the same time, he has sold many of his homes, claimed to live in a modest property, and often works inside factories, offices, and engineering facilities rather than glamorous resorts. So what does the life of Elon Musk really look like? How did he build such an enormous fortune? Where does the money come from? What does he actually spend it on? And could this controversial entrepreneur eventually become the first trillionaire in human history? This is the story of Elon Musk's trillion-dollar empire, his extraordinary wealth, and the unusual life behind one of the most powerful names on the planet. Long before Elon Musk became one of the richest men alive, he was a quiet and intensely curious child growing up in South Africa. He spent hours reading books, studying science fiction, and teaching himself how computers worked. While other children were playing outside, Musk was often absorbed in ideas about technology, space, energy, and the future. At the age of 12, he created a simple computer game called Blaster and sold the code for a small amount of money. It was not a fortune, but it revealed something important about him very early. He did not simply want to use technology, he wanted to create it. Musk eventually left South Africa and moved to North America, convinced that the United States offered the greatest opportunity to build companies capable of changing the world. He studied physics and economics, but instead of following a conventional career, he entered the emerging internet industry. His first major company, Zip2, helped newspapers publish business directories and maps online. When the company was sold, Musk received millions of dollars. For most people, that would have been enough to secure a comfortable life forever. But Musk did not slow down. He invested much of the money into a new financial company that eventually became part of PayPal. When PayPal was sold to eBay, Musk walked away with a fortune estimated at more than $100 million. At that moment, he had already achieved what most entrepreneurs could only dream about. He could have purchased a mansion, retired young, and lived the life of a technology millionaire. Instead, he made a decision that nearly destroyed him. Musk invested almost all of his money into three highly risky projects: an electric car company called Tesla, a rocket company called SpaceX, and a solar energy business. At the time, electric cars were widely considered slow, unattractive, and impractical. Private space companies were viewed as unrealistic. Even experienced investors believed Musk was gambling with his entire fortune. For years, they appeared to be correct. Tesla struggled to produce vehicles. SpaceX suffered repeated launch failures. The global financial crisis placed enormous pressure on both companies. By 2008, Musk was reportedly running out of money and borrowing from friends to cover personal expenses. SpaceX had failed 3 launches, and Tesla was close to collapse. Then everything changed. SpaceX's 4th launch succeeded, proving that a private company could build and operate an orbital rocket. Shortly afterward, NASA awarded SpaceX a major contract. Tesla secured new financing and survived. What looked like reckless failure began turning into one of the most extraordinary business recoveries in modern history. Musk had not simply avoided bankruptcy. He had placed himself at the center of 2 industries that would later become worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Elon Musk's wealth does not come from a large salary or mountains of cash sitting in a bank account. Most of his fortune is connected to ownership stakes in companies whose values rise and fall dramatically. The largest source of his wealth has historically been Tesla. Under Musk's leadership, Tesla transformed from a struggling electric vehicle startup into one of the most valuable automobile companies in the world. The company did more than sell cars. It convinced investors that transportation was entering a new era based on batteries, software, automation, and artificial intelligence. As Tesla's stock price rose, the value of Musk shares increased by tens of billions of dollars. On some days, movements in Tesla stock added or removed more money from his fortune than most people could earn in thousands of lifetimes. But Tesla is only one part of the empire. SpaceX became one of the most successful private aerospace companies ever created. Its reusable Falcon rockets reduced launch costs and helped reshape the global space industry. The company began flying cargo and astronauts to orbit, launching satellites, and developing Starship, a massive spacecraft designed for missions to the Moon and Mars. SpaceX also created Starlink, a network of thousands of satellites providing internet service around the world. Starlink opened another enormous business opportunity because it could serve remote areas, ships, aircraft, military operations, and regions without traditional internet infrastructure. Musk later expanded further into artificial intelligence through xAI, a company created to develop advanced AI systems. He also controls the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, which gives him direct influence over global communication and public debate. Neuralink is developing brain-computer interface technology. The Boring Company is experimenting with underground transportation systems. Tesla itself continues moving beyond cars into energy storage, robotics, autonomous driving, and artificial intelligence. When the estimated values of these businesses are combined, Musk's corporate empire reaches the trillion-dollar scale. This does not mean he personally owns $1 trillion. It means he controls or holds major stakes in companies whose combined economic value can exceed that level. This distinction is crucial. Musk's personal wealth can fluctuate rapidly because it is based largely on market valuations rather than cash. If Tesla stock rises, he becomes dramatically richer on paper. If it falls, billions can disappear from his net worth within hours. Yet this structure also gives him an extraordinary level of power. He can use shares as collateral, raise capital, negotiate major transactions, and fund new ventures. He has built a system in which each company strengthens the others. Tesla develops batteries, software, AI, and robotics. SpaceX builds rockets and satellite infrastructure. Starlink provides communications. xAI develops artificial intelligence. X provides data, distribution, and influence. Neuralink explores the connection between humans and machines. Together, these companies form something larger than a normal business portfolio. They represent Musk's attempt to control major technologies that may define the future. And this is why the idea of Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire is no longer dismissed as pure fantasy. If Tesla expands autonomous driving, if SpaceX and Starlink continue increasing in value, and if xAI becomes a dominant artificial intelligence company, Musk's personal fortune could enter territory never seen before. Although Elon Musk often presents himself as a work-focused engineer rather than a traditional luxury billionaire, his lifestyle still includes extraordinary privileges. One of the clearest symbols is private air travel. Musk has used high-end Gulfstream aircraft to move rapidly between Tesla factories, SpaceX facilities, corporate meetings, launch sites, and international events. For an executive managing multiple companies across different locations, a private jet is not only a luxury, it is a tool that allows him to compress time, avoid commercial schedules, hold confidential discussions, and travel with security and staff. These aircraft can cost tens of millions of dollars and require substantial annual expenses for pilots, maintenance, fuel, storage, insurance, and operations. The interiors are designed for comfort and productivity, with private seating areas, sleeping space, communication systems, and working environments suitable for long-distance travel. Musk's schedule has often required movement between Texas, California, Florida, Washington, and other global destinations. A commercial itinerary could waste hours or even days. Private aviation allows him to leave a factory late at night, fly across the country, and attend another meeting the next morning. But mobility at this level also creates security risks. As one of the world's most recognizable and controversial businessmen, Musk faces constant public attention. His travel, business activities, political statements, and personal life attract intense scrutiny. Security personnel, controlled transportation, private entrances, and restricted locations become part of daily operations. He may attend launch events, technology conferences, government meetings, or elite gatherings where access is tightly managed. The world around him is designed to protect both the individual and the information he carries. Unlike celebrities who display luxury through yachts, parties, and fashion, Musk's status is often visible through access. He can meet presidents, negotiate with governments, influence satellite communications, direct rocket launches, and control platforms used by hundreds of millions of people. His form of luxury is not simply expensive objects. It is the ability to move through the world without ordinary limitations. He can change schedules instantly, summon aircraft, access private facilities, and bring together some of the most powerful engineers, investors, and political figures on Earth. This is a level of freedom that money alone does not always provide. It comes from the combination of wealth, technology, and influence. Yet it also creates a strange existence. Musk is constantly photographed, tracked, discussed, and criticized. Private jet movements have been monitored by online accounts. His public appearances can trigger demonstrations, excitement, or controversy. His wealth gives him privacy, but his fame makes true privacy nearly impossible. The result is a lifestyle that appears both incredibly free and intensely controlled. For years, Elon Musk owned an impressive collection of luxury real estate in California. His properties included large estates in some of the most exclusive neighborhoods in Los Angeles. These homes featured expansive interiors, swimming pools, private gardens, dramatic views, entertainment spaces, and the level of privacy expected by ultra-wealthy residents. One of the properties was once associated with actor Gene Wilder, and Musk later expressed a desire to preserve its character. At one point, he controlled several neighboring homes, creating a private cluster worth tens of millions of dollars. This looked like the standard path of a billionaire. Success followed by larger estates, more land, and increasingly expensive residences. Then Musk surprised the public by announcing that he planned to sell almost all of his physical possessions and would own no house. Over time, many of the California properties were sold. Musk explained that possessions could become burdens and that his attention should remain focused on major missions such as sustainable energy and space exploration. He later said his primary residence was a relatively modest home near SpaceX operations in Texas. Reports about the exact property have varied, but the contrast itself became part of Musk's public image. Here was a man worth hundreds of billions of dollars claiming to live in a small house near a rocket facility. Critics argued that the story was exaggerated or incomplete. Supporters saw it as evidence that Musk cared more about engineering than luxury. The reality is likely more complicated. Even without personally owning a giant mansion, Musk can access premium accommodations, corporate properties, luxury hotels, private homes, and secure facilities anywhere he travels. Selling houses does not mean living without comfort. It means changing the form of luxury. Traditional billionaires often build permanent monuments to their success. Musk appears more interested in mobility, access, and proximity to his companies. A large estate far from the factory may have less value to him than a simple residence located near engineers, launch pads, or production lines. His homes also reflect the unusual relationship between his personal life and business mission. Tesla moved major operations toward Texas. SpaceX developed the Starbase facility near the Gulf Coast. Musk increasingly positioned himself in locations where his most ambitious projects were happening. This is not the glamorous image of a billionaire relaxing beside an infinity pool. It is the image of a founder sleeping near production facilities because he believes the future depends on solving problems faster. But even this approach contains a form of extreme privilege. Most people cannot decide to sell multiple mansions, move between private facilities, and live wherever their companies need them. Musk can. His wealth allows him to reject traditional luxury because he already possesses something more valuable: complete flexibility. Cars have always played an important role in Elon Musk's public story. Before Tesla became a global brand, Musk purchased one of the most famous supercars ever made, the McLaren F1. At the time, the vehicle represented the ultimate symbol of technology, performance, and extreme wealth. The McLaren F1 was rare, incredibly fast, and valued at an extraordinary price even by supercar standards. Musk famously took delivery of the car during his early internet success. Years later, he crashed it while driving with another technology executive. The story became part of his mythology. a young millionaire buying one of the world's most advanced cars and then destroying it in a dramatic accident. But Musk's relationship with vehicles evolved from collecting them to building them. Tesla allowed him to shape the cars he believed the future should use. The original Tesla Roadster proved that an electric car could be fast and exciting. The Model S transformed public expectations by combining acceleration, software, range, and luxury. The Model X introduced dramatic falcon wing doors. The Model 3 expanded electric vehicle ownership to a much larger market. The Cybertruck became one of the most controversial vehicle designs in modern history. Musk has access to prototypes, experimental versions, engineering vehicles, and models that ordinary customers may never see. He does not simply choose a car from a showroom. He can participate in designing the machine itself. Perhaps the most extraordinary example is the original Tesla Roadster launched into space aboard SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket. Instead of placing a conventional test payload inside the rocket, Musk sent his own red sports car beyond Earth. A mannequin wearing a spacesuit sat in the driver's seat while the vehicle began an orbit around the Sunday. No billionaire garage can compete with that image. One of Musk's cars is literally traveling through space. His collection has also reportedly included unusual vehicles with historical or cinematic significance, including the Lotus Esprit submarine car used in a James Bond film. Musk purchased the vehicle and discussed the possibility of transforming the fictional concept into a functioning machine. This reveals the pattern behind many of his purchases. He is attracted less to conventional luxury and more to objects that represent engineering, imagination, and the future. A rare watch may signal wealth, but a movie submarine car suggests invention. A traditional supercar demonstrates status, but an electric vehicle company can transform an industry. Musk's greatest automotive luxury is not owning expensive cars. It is having the power to decide what millions of people may drive next. The most important difference between Elon Musk and many other ultra-wealthy individuals is where he directs the majority of his resources. Instead of building the world's largest yacht or assembling the most expensive art collection, Musk repeatedly places enormous amounts of capital into companies with uncertain outcomes. SpaceX required years of investment before becoming successful. Rocket development is one of the most expensive and difficult engineering challenges in the world. A single test can end in an explosion. Entire prototypes can be destroyed in seconds. Yet Musk continued financing the company because he believed reducing the cost of space travel was essential to humanity's future. Tesla followed a similar pattern. Building car factories requires billions of dollars. Manufacturing problems can destroy profit margins. Battery supply chains, software systems, charging networks, safety testing, and global expansion demand constant investment. Musk often pushed the company to expand faster, build larger factories, and enter new markets. The results created enormous wealth, but they also exposed him to enormous risk. His purchase of Twitter, later renamed X, became another example. The transaction cost tens of billions of dollars and triggered intense debate about whether the platform could remain financially stable. Musk introduced major changes, reduced staff, modified verification, changed content policies, and attempted to transform the platform into a broader digital service. Whether the decision ultimately succeeds or fails, it demonstrates his willingness to commit extraordinary amounts of money to projects he believes are strategically important. Artificial intelligence may become the next major destination for his fortune. Training advanced AI models requires huge quantities of computing power, data centers, specialized chips, electricity, engineering talent, and capital. Through XAI, Musk is competing against some of the richest technology companies in the world. Neuralink also requires years of research, medical testing, regulatory approval, and specialized manufacturing. The Boring Company continues experimenting with tunnel systems and transportation infrastructure. Tesla is developing humanoid robots, autonomous vehicles, and advanced energy systems. Each project could consume billions before becoming profitable. Musk's lifestyle is therefore not only defined by what he buys, but by what he risks. He repeatedly converts wealth into industrial capacity. Rockets, factories, satellites, supercomputers, robots, charging networks, and research laboratories. These are his true luxury assets. They are far more expensive than mansions and yachts, but they also have the potential to reshape society. Musk does not spend money merely to enjoy the present. He spends it attempting to control the future. This strategy has made him extraordinarily rich, but it could also produce spectacular failure. His fortune is not protected inside a quiet investment portfolio. It is connected to some of the most ambitious and volatile projects on Earth. For most of human history, the idea of one individual owning $1 trillion would have sounded impossible. $1 trillion is not simply a larger version of a billion. It is $1,000 billion. If a person spent $1 million every day, it would take more than 2,700 years to spend $1 trillion. No individual has officially reached that level of personal wealth. But Elon Musk is one of the few people whose business interests make the question worth asking. The path would depend on several enormous opportunities. The first is Tesla. If autonomous driving becomes commercially successful on a global scale, Tesla could earn revenue not only from selling cars, but from operating software-based transportation networks. Robotaxis could theoretically generate income while owners are not using their vehicles. Tesla's energy division could also expand as countries invest in batteries, solar systems, and electricity storage. The company's humanoid robot Optimus may represent an even larger opportunity. If robots become capable of performing industrial, commercial, and household tasks, the market could be worth trillions of dollars. Musk has argued that robotics may eventually become more valuable than the automotive business. The second path is SpaceX. The company has already transformed rocket launches, but Starlink could become its largest financial engine. Millions of customers around the world may pay for satellite internet, while governments, businesses, aircraft, ships, and military users create additional demand. SpaceX could also benefit from lunar missions, national security contracts, commercial space travel, and future Mars-related infrastructure. If SpaceX eventually becomes publicly traded, the value of Musk's ownership could increase dramatically. The third path is artificial intelligence. XAI is entering a market that may redefine productivity, education, medicine, entertainment, defense, and nearly every major industry. If the company develops systems used by hundreds of millions of people or businesses, its value could rise rapidly. X may provide a platform for distribution, data, payments, and user interaction. Tesla could provide robots and physical devices. SpaceX and Starlink could provide global connectivity. Together, Musk's companies may form a connected ecosystem, unlike anything currently operating. But becoming a trillionaire is far from guaranteed. Tesla faces intense competition. Autonomous driving remains technically and legally difficult. Space exploration is dangerous and expensive. AI development is unpredictable. Political controversy can damage brands and partnerships. Market valuations can collapse as quickly as they rise. Musk's fortune has already demonstrated extreme volatility, increasing and decreasing by enormous amounts over short periods. Yet the possibility remains because his ownership is concentrated in companies targeting some of the largest markets in human history. Transportation, energy, space, communications, artificial intelligence, and robotics are not small industries. They are foundations of civilization. If Musk succeeds in controlling even a portion of these markets, his wealth could reach a level no private citizen has ever achieved. Elon Musk's life is not luxurious in the conventional sense. He can access private jets, elite security, rare vehicles, exclusive properties, and almost any experience money can buy. But his real luxury is something much larger. It is the ability to turn ideas into industries. He can imagine a reusable rocket and hire thousands of engineers to build it. He can decide that cars should run on electricity and construct factories across continents. He can purchase a global communication platform, launch thousands of satellites, develop artificial intelligence, and fund machines designed to connect directly with the human brain. Very few people in history have possessed this combination of wealth, control, ambition, and influence. To supporters, Musk is a visionary willing to risk everything in pursuit of humanity's future. To critics, he is an unpredictable billionaire whose power has become dangerously concentrated. Both views may contain part of the truth. His empire has produced remarkable technological progress, but it also depends heavily on one controversial individual. His fortune can create innovation, but it can also shape public conversation, markets, and government decisions. Whether Elon Musk eventually becomes the world's first trillionaire may be less important than what his companies create along the way. If Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, XAI, Neuralink, and Optimus succeed, They could transform transportation, work, communication, medicine, and humanity's relationship with space. If they fail, the story may become one of the greatest examples of ambition exceeding reality. But one fact is already undeniable. Elon Musk has built a life and an empire unlike any other in the modern world. He does not simply own expensive things. He owns pieces of the future. And as long as his companies continue pushing toward electric cities, intelligent machines, reusable rockets, and life beyond Earth, the world will keep watching, because the next decision made by Elon Musk may not only change his fortune, it may change the direction of civilization itself.